Hello, this is Terrence Green. I'm the graduating class of 2023.
0, 1. Let's get started.
Today we are joined by 2023 graduate Terrence Green. Terrence, I've known as Trey for so long, but his time at South was spent dishing up winning concoctions in our culinary program, participating in our football and swim teams, our band and choir programs. He was in DECA, and last but not least, our theater program, where he once played Shrek for our musical here. He's currently studying to be an actor at the Chadwick A. Boseman College of Fine Arts at Howard University in Washington, D.C. He's also the producer and director of photography for an Amazon Prime web series called Charged. He's in a stage reading at Shakespeare Theater Company and currently in the audition process for several films. Most recently, Trey just signed with Stewart Talent as his agency for acting, modeling, and all things related to the industry. So we welcome you in. Trey, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited to talk with you.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Marshall. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How's Washington, D.C. right now? What's the vibe there? What's the energy like?
It's good. Yeah, I live not close to where the White House is and all of the government buildings. So it's pretty normal over on this side. Howard sent out a message saying hey guys, just so you know, these areas aren't really safe right now, so just stay away for now. But ultimately, I'm not really affected that much by by everything happening right now. But it's something that I'm aware of, and the university is kind of looking out for us.
Yeah, and you're in the thick of classes right now. What classes are you taking? What are you learning?
Yeah. So today I actually had a theater history class. We're learning about the Black arts movement right now, and the Harlem Renaissance. Some really cool Black arts movements throughout history that helped, I don't know, just shape the political climate. And I'm also taking acting class. I'm taking a directing class, and then I'm taking a really cool class down at the School of Cinema and Photography for production and media.
Yeah, let's jump back to your high school years. I'm so curious I know you're super involved in our theater department. You're involved in just about everything here. What stands out from your experiences here at South and your 4 years as a Saxon?
Definitely theater. Theater had a huge impact on me. I remember taking my first theater class right before COVID. So it was 2020, and it was the semester right before COVID started. So it kind of got interrupted in the middle. That class really transformed my entire high school trajectory. I I really loved it. And I was bummed that we had to go online and all that. But then it was just something I continued. Like over COVID, I took acting classes down in LA, and I was just auditioning for things here and there. And then when we got back in person, theater was something I was doing. I was doing plays, doing all sorts of things to just kind of be connected. I took acting classes with Zach Defoe as well, which he was on the show. So just wanted to shout him out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then another thing, I got really interested in culinary over COVID. We were all locked up, and one thing that I like to do was cook. So then when I got back, well, actually during COVID, I started taking an online culinary class at South. And then once I got back, I started working for Chef, and doing that.
What was it about our theater classes and the access you had that made that experience propel you forward into where now you're studying it? You're deeply involved. It's going to be a profession for you. What was it about South that launched you into that?
Honestly, it just felt so freeing. The environment that Gibby brought to her students was one where we really got the opportunity to explore and play and really I don't know, I guess always, even as a little kid, I've always really liked playing make-believe, I guess, for lack of better words. Um, and just to be able to, for her to instill in me that their stories and their stories that matter, these stories can impact so many people, and so many lives. I think that's what really stuck out to me the most. And yeah, I mean, just the community is very welcoming, and it made me feel like I had a place at South.
Yeah, and I would think the experiences were similar with culinary too. Talk about that with chef and what you learned and just what those classes provided for you too.
I think the biggest thing that culinary provided me was a sense of pride in like my abilities. Chef really valued what everyone in our class was able to do, and also kind of pushed us to continue to get better with those abilities. And then also she would provide us with like different industry opportunities, which helped grow us professionally, which I thought really helped me. Like obviously I'm not doing anything culinary related now, but it definitely helped me with my professional aptitude.
Yeah, and those abilities to, form relationships in some pretty profound ways sounds like still is important to you to this day. Talk about life since graduation for you. Why Howard? It's a prestigious university institution. What do you love about it so far?
I think what drove me to Howard was there's a lot of big names in the acting program here. So we have Chadwick Boseman, which if you don't know who Chadwick Boseman is, he is a pioneer. He played he's most well known for playing T'Challa in Black Panther. He also played Jackie Robinson in a biopic called 42. And then we also have Taraji P. Henson, which was in Hidden Figures. And she was most recently in The Color Purple. And then we have Felicia Rashad, who was our dean last year, and she was on the Cosby Show, and she was also in the Creed movies. So really, just like the big names, I knew that I was going to be getting a education focused around Black creatives, and I knew that this program was going to set me up for success. And then to reiterate, I've been in a lot of plays. I've been doing some student films, student productions, and then I worked with a close friend of mine on a web series, and we he wrote the script, and then we produced it, filmed it all last semester, and we have it on IMDb now, and it looks like we're going to get it on Amazon Prime as well. It's called Charged. Look out for it soon. I think it'll be dropping sometime this next year. So just trying to get as many opportunities as I can. And then obviously I just signed with Stewart Talent, which is exciting. That's going to get me a lot of opportunities to audition for different plays and different films. And so I'm excited for that. I'm hoping that in the next 6 months, I book something.
Well, we'll be cheering you on for sure. Signing with an agency, is that something that's common? Like, are your classmates in that same stage of their career as well? Or is this something that, like, because it's you, is a little more rare?
Um, yeah, like I love my classmates, but it's not something that most of my peers are doing. Most of them are focusing on just like the education aspect. But I feel like in order to propel me into the next stage of my career, I wanted to be ready, and so I've been reaching out to agencies and whatnot. And with Stewart Talent, I like just randomly emailed them on a whim. They liked me. They got back to me a few months later and we met, and then they offered to sign me.
What advice would you give for those Saxon students right now who are aspiring to be where you're at one day in our theater productions and, chomping to get to that next level? What advice would you give them?
Treat every opportunity you get as if it is the big one. Like that's really what's really helped me to kind of just see exponential growth in my career is just treating everything and taking everything seriously and just attacking it. I have a colleague and a friend here. His name's Haile Garima. He's a pretty good big film guy. He's taught people like Ava DuVernay, Donald Glover, people like that. Um, and he says attack the acting work like a tiger. You want to like you want to attack it in a way that makes it true for you, and that raises the stakes for you, that makes it like very important for you.
How do you do that, while also attacking your schoolwork and while also
Yeah.
producing a web series and just all the other things you've got going on right now. How do you give 100% to the thing that's in front of you, knowing that there's all these other things that are, vying for your own attention and energy?
Yeah, that's something I'm still learning. I'm gonna be honest. It's not something I've perfected.
Oh,
I
me
think,
too, bro. Yeah.
yeah, I think acting is just it was my first love, and so that's what I really try to put all of my energy into perfecting and honing. And I know that it's gonna be the thing that propels me to the next level. Um, but the other things too, I feel like I learned so much even when I'm not like doing acting stuff about acting. I think because acting is so centered around the human experience that any experience is really applicable and can honestly inform characters. Like I take different things from different people. Like there will be like something I take from you, like, and I'm like, oh, Ryan Marshall used to do this, so let me take that and add it to a character, um, that I'm doing. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, you're a studier of people, of programs, of the world around you. I've known that about you too, that you're perceptive, you're curious, you're sponging in so much of that world, that environment around you. That's what I've appreciated about it too, because to me, Trey, you've always struck me as you're a lifelong learner. You ask incredible questions, you're thoughtful, you're inquisitive. So I can see that playing now forward into what you've got going on, no matter what's in front of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Maybe this is a good opportunity then to launch into our big four questions. And those four
Yeah.
questions, as always, are brought to us by the Saxon Success Fund, which is an organization for those who may be listening for the first time. It's a nonprofit organization committed to providing Saxon graduates with scholarships as they pursue their lifelong goals. So if anyone wants to get involved or find out more on how to help, especially now during scholarship season for our current students, they can visit saxonsuccessfund.org. So question number one of those big four: knowing where you are today and all that you've got going on, the excitement in this moment of life for you, what or who have helped you get to this point?
Oh man, there's been so many people. Um, Thinking back to high school, I think a lot of my instructors helped me. Gibby is somebody that helped me a lot. She really fostered my love for acting. Chef Miss 40, I feel like fostered my love for learning, like you just said. Um, my girlfriend Julia, she is very
Saxon
supportive.
alum as well, right?
Saxon alum as well. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
We're in long distance right now, but she's
Mm-hmm.
just been so supportive of me and so supportive of the career that I want to continue doing. My parents are supporting me financially with being here, and also are the ones pushing me to follow this career, even though it's a hard one to get into. It's hard to break into the entertainment industry. Um, you helped me a lot. Um, I I just I there was some hard times in high school. I lost my grandma, which I loved dearly, and just to have you there, kind of helping me through that was very necessary to my growth as a person.
Appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Means a lot. And having done long distance with my now wife when we were in college, whatever I can do to support you guys in that, it's
Oh,
possible.
absolutely.
There's a lot of negative out there in terms of long distance, but it is possible you can do it and
Yeah.
you find ways to do it. And my 17 and a half year marriage be a testament that it absolutely is.
Yeah.
When you know, and you can do it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
that's huge.
it's interesting because we obviously have like FaceTime now, but
Yeah, yeah.
back when you guys,
I know, man.
I
Back in
don't
the
know
ancient
how you
days,
did it. Oh my
yeah, it
gosh.
was the early days of like Zoom and Skype. Skype was the big deal
Skype.
back then. So it
Okay,
just was
Skype.
like,
So you had Skype.
yeah, but
That's good.
our webcams were, like these ancient pixelated. You're like, hi, I think I can see you, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
wild. But
Yeah.
little easier maybe to feel like you're in touch or connected, and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
it's still hard,
Sure.
man. You're across country from each other,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is she at U of O? Is that
She's
where
at
she's
U
at?
of O. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So the time difference has been pretty challenging.
Question two, we've talked a little bit about it with theater, but what's one piece of advice you would give your high school self if you could go back and say, hey man, here's what I need you to know? What is it?
This isn't where your journey ends, and kind of remembering that, like, this isn't this isn't the goal, or this isn't the end all be all. And so kind of just being comfortable with where you are, and something I'm still learning. I need to be more comfortable with where I am, because I'm always trying to get to the next place.
Mm.
But I think just taking the time, loving the environment that I was in, because it was a really positive environment, and one that definitely shaped who I am today. So kind of just taking the time to just soak everything in.
Yeah. You've got siblings here right now,
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
twins that are ninth graders. I'm curious, how's your relationship with them? Are they looking to you for advice? Do you give them much advice at all?
Um, I try to give them advice. They're very different than me. I'm
Sure.
very proud of them. They're
Mhm.
they're phenomenal human beings.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Kingston with sports, he's so good. But he's a very inquisitive person, and also even though he doesn't necessarily show it. Sorry, Kingston, if you're watching. He's a very like he's very in touch with his emotions, and he feels things very deeply. And I just really appreciate that about him. And I honestly, like, it's a give and a take, right? So like I learned from them and they learned from me. And then Marley, she's insanely smart. She's probably the smartest one in my family.
That's
Like that girl, yeah, that girl is just off the charts. I don't know where it comes from, but yeah, she's just a very cool person as well.
question three. What's one thing that you felt like you've learned deeply since high school, since graduation, that you wish you knew in high school? You kind of mentioned a little bit about it, but I'm curious if there is one thing that stands out that you're like, oh man, I learned that right after graduation, or I learned that in the last couple of years, that if I had just known that, we'd be okay.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, and it kind of ties back into what I said about, like, you know, stopping to just soak everything in,
Yeah.
is that the world's a huge place. The world is a huge place, and high school is not like when you're in it, it feels like it is your life. It is like everything. But then once you graduate, it's kind of like there's so much more, and there's so much more to do, so much more to accomplish, and just kind of, I don't know, enjoying everything as it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes back to what you're saying. Like when you're attacking something with 100%, like a tiger, it's, it, it is also creating an opportunity for you to be present in that space
Yeah.
that, hey, this is what's in front of me. I'm going to go at it and give it my all. Like this is the one. This is the one that's going to get me,
Yeah.
the next step, which, then introduces the future, the next. But really, I would think like as long as you can pause and look around and be like, okay, I'm in this 100%.
Yeah.
That then creates the opportunity for those relationships to be deeper, for those conversations to go farther, for
Right.
growth, and true, genuine, momentum forward to happen. So, yeah, I think that's such a good message, especially for our students right now in this day and age. Question 4, if you could transform South Salem in one way, what would you add or change about our school?
Mm. Well, that's a good question. I think the biggest okay, so the arts are already a big part of South Salem High School's, I guess, culture, but I would make it even more prevalent. I think that, with current events, with what's happening in the world right now, I think that art is one of the things that is going to help change the world positively, and kind of, it's the thing that's going to kind of lead this next movement. And I think that, like what I was telling you earlier, I'm learning about the Black Arts Movement. The Civil Rights Movement would not have been possible without the Black Arts Movement. Art informs society, and so I think that just really giving the kids the opportunity to dive into the arts and dive into the necessity that it is will really help create some beautiful human beings.
100%. I can see it being a form of expression, right? Of expressing some of those experiences or those feelings or those reactions, a form of storytelling, of narration of the current events or again, experiences, a form of like documentation. This day and age, there's so much that is being talked about either being censored or being destroyed or being taken away. So I agree with you that though South has a strong performing arts community, whether it's in theater or in band, choir, orchestra,
Yeah.
what more can we do systemically as a school to provide spaces for students to launch into that uh, expression and into that storytelling and into that performance?
Yeah.
For sure.
And I would love to, in a few years, I would love to come back and, help with that and like
Yeah. Yeah.
be a part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think about
I think
what
it's very
Zach
important.
Defoe, you mentioned him
Yeah.
earlier, what he's doing now for our staff and our students, like partnering with Gibby, and students came to him right before the theater competitions this last month and just said, hey, can
Wow.
you take one last look at this? And he spent an afternoon, free, just working with students and giving a few notes
Wow.
here and there. And those are the
That's great.
students that then scored really well in those competitions. So yeah,
That's amazing.
shout out to Gibby and what she's doing. Shout out to Defoe for his willingness. And yeah, we'd love to obviously have you come back and,
Yeah.
give a workshop or two and find ways that we can tell you, connect your story and your experiences to our current students too.
Yeah,
Be
for sure.
huge. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, to talk about Black History Month, we're recording this on February 5th, just a few days into it. Why is a month like this important? What can we do to be mindful of that and to celebrate the stories of our Black and African American students who have walked our halls and celebrate the ones that are currently walking our halls?
Black history is American history, first of all. And I just think people don't how relevant it is. There's been so many triumphs and tribulations over American history and Black history. And I just think recognizing us as a people who are going to endure and going to stand up and continue fighting for our rights and for the rights of everyone. One thing that a lot of my professors say, and it's kind of something that's coined, shout out Dr. Long. He says, nobody's free until Black women are free. Yeah. Yeah. Because Black women are one of the most marginalized groups in America. There's no way for anyone else to be free until Black women are free. And so I think that this Black History Month, we really just need to focus on elevating the voices of Black people, but especially Black women, and making sure that we continue to push for change. And I think the other side of the importance is that we need to continue saying we are here, we are important, our voice matters, our stories matter, and they're so crucial to telling the overall story of America and to informing where we are and where we're going.
Yeah, appreciate that word too. We aren't free as a whole people if I am still chained to some sort of archaic thinking or some sort of system that is steeped in, racially divided and racially segregated, racially oppressive ideology that started years ago. And if I'm not willing to have a conversation about, okay, what is it about Black women why is it that our system is so oppressive towards Black women, or why do we
Right.
disregard those voices as strongly as we often do? Just being willing to have a conversation about that and then to be able to make that distinction. I'm not putting anyone else's lives down. I need people to understand that, no, in this moment, we have to stand up for this subset of our population and these, members of our community. That to
Yeah.
me is super important. And so I'm glad that you spoke on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
it's an important. Thank you. It's a super important message. And are you, as is Howard, doing anything to honor the month, celebrate the month?
There's quite a few just different activities here and there. I'm in RA this year, so we just
That's
decorated
right.
the dorm. We just decorated the dorm for Black History Month, and it's kind of just to, give the students a little bit more education on like what that means, different historical figures, all of that. I also think it's just important that this university kind of just exists. Like it's predominantly, I would say probably 98, 99% Black. And because of that, it's nice to just kind of exist. Like it's kind of an interesting thing to say, but we kind of like live Black History Month every
Right.
all year round. Like this is what we learn about. This is what we study. These are the cultural aesthetics that we kind of bring to our education. So yeah, we're doing some things, but we're also just kind of existing.
I,
I think it's a little bit different just because of the climate in DC right now.
sure.
I think that, you know, unfortunately there's been a lot of worry about safety. Especially since, Kamala going to school here, and then there's also been, I hate to say it, but there's been a lot of like white supremacist groups kind of coming to DC and kind of setting up camp here. And so it's just kind of it's a different climate this year. We're still very proud, we're still very here, but I think we're just trying to like kind of take the necessary steps to be safe. So I there isn't that much happening here this year, but hopefully in future years, free should come.
Man, safety, just that alone, hearing you talk about it strikes me, I'm just curious, just human to human, someone who cares deeply about you, to have to think about your safety in those terms. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's hard sometimes, especially seeing the new, like have to during the day, Instagram is not on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the news. I look at it in the morning and I look at it at night, but I do not look at it during the day because it's become a little bit too much for me. Just like it's something new every single day. Yeah, so I've just been trying to protect my peace as much as I can.
Man, keep the faith and keep the courage and keep fighting the fight, because your voice is going to matter. It's going to make a difference. And just the representation as we get to share your story to our students here, the power that gives. I'm like, for your siblings to be able to see you in their classes as someone that we recognize and we want to spotlight, whether it's Black History Month or not. Like I'm going to pull these clips and use them throughout our years and throughout the videos that we put out to parents. And so just know that I've got your back 100%, and not that it matters from across the world, but
No, it
we
really
do as a
does matter.
school.
It does matter.
Yeah.
I think, like, I don't know. I really appreciate the support because it's kind of what helps to give me courage to continue.
I hope. I mean, you, if anyone can do it, it's you. I believe in you fully, and you know that. You don't need my belief, but there's something about you, man. So just keep pushing forward. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah. Well, let's jump into our last rapid fire questions. These ones are brought to us by another Saxon grad, Matt Cox, and his company, Saucetown Properties, which just announced they're going to launch their own podcast as well. So if you're interested at all,
cool. Yeah.
go check out Saucetown Properties pod. But hey, couple of rapid fire questions. When you're in Salem, where's your favorite place to eat?
440.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good restaurants in there. Yeah.
Yep. That's a good answer. How about in DC? Where's your spot?
In DC, there's this really good West African spot called Spice Kitchen. It is delicious. Like the food there. Yeah. Just thinking about it makes my mouth water.
Yeah. If you could act alongside one actor, living or deceased, who would you want to partner with?
Oh man, that's really hard. That is really, really difficult. There's so many. Maybe Viola Davis. Her work is amazing. Like her work is like just transformative, and her character work is just amazing. Another one would be Zendaya.
Yeah. Well, may we manifest both of those roles in some form or fashion over the years. Favorite place you've ever visited?
Favorite place I've ever visited? Jamaica. Jamaica is where my dad is from, and the food, the culture, the people there, so welcoming, so happy. It's just one of the best places on earth.
Who else should we interview or spotlight?
Who else should you interview? Jack Henry Majeski is doing some pretty cool stuff. He's in the film program at Chapman University. Yeah. So we kind of collaborate and come together on some ideas and whatnot. Um, Julia's doing architecture at U of O. She's
Awesome.
killing it. Her designs are like, they're really good. And I'm not just saying that,
Yeah.
but Mihir Joshi, I think he's at Columbia, I want to say. He's doing some pretty cool stuff. Henry Amato is at NYU, studying to be a game developer. Yeah, yeah. So a lot of cool
Yeah.
people all
Yeah.
over the place.
I love that. Thank you. Any other shout outs you want to give before we close?
Shout out to the whole Saxon community. You guys totally shaped who I am today, and allowed for some really good memories. And so I really appreciate you guys and the work that you guys continue to do with your students.
Yeah. Well, Trey, man, we appreciate you so much. Anything you want to plug? Anything that we can be on the lookout for? I know you said Charged is coming out at some point. How can we watch that? Can we get the word out somehow? What would you?
Yeah, so it's a murder mystery dramedy. I'll probably send you a lot of stuff. We have an Instagram right now. I think it is Charged the series. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Trey Green, Trey__Green. And then also look at my stuff on IMDb. It's Terrence Green the third. And yeah, just I'll keep you updated so that you can keep everyone else updated. But hopefully I book something soon. I'm getting a lot of really cool auditions, so hopefully in the next few months, I'll get some good news.
Okay. Well, we celebrate you, man, today and always, and just know how much we are cheering you on. We've got your back, and appreciate your time today, sharing your story. We'll get the word out on all of that, so send it to us. And thanks so much for jumping on with us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
That does it for our conversation with Trey. Man, I just appreciate him and his perspective so much. So excited to see where his future leads. Thanks again to Saxon Success Fund and Saucetown Properties for making this interview possible. Thanks so much for the Clippian and our broadcast journalism department here at South as well for their support in producing this podcast. We appreciate you. See you next time. Go Saxons.